Hello everyone, welcome back to Flutter Mystery. We met again today. So today we'll go straight to our onboarding screen, and then we'll add fonts and then images to the app with the primary colors. And I won't waste much time. Let's just go in and then get started. And then please, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. Subscribe to my channel. By doing so, you motivate me to do more. Thank you so much. So let's get into it. So the other day we created our app and then we worked on the splash screen. So this is our splash screen with no white background, and then this is our app. So I think the app, it's been on for long, so I will reopen and then we move on quickly. Okay, so the app is working nicely. So the first thing we're going to do is that first of all we will edit our papsec.yaml, that is here, by adding images and then font to the app. So we'll clear this. I think this should come here. I think this is okay. And then our folder is going to be images, just like this. And then our font, you'll be using this, and the family, that is the font family, is going to be the font I'll be using is Nonito, this font. And then we will clear this. I think it has to, yeah. And then we'll make a folder for it, and the folder is going to be font. Yeah, we'll create font, and then instead of this you say Nonito regular, because that's the kind of font I'll be using. And then I will say the weight is going to be 400, like that. Okay, so I think we are done with this. So from here we will create the folders. So here what we do is we create a new directory, and then we call it font, like this. And then we create another one, we will call that one to images. Okay, so now we have our font and then our images folder. Okay, so I won't waste time. I only go and then copy my font because I have them already. I don't know the kind of font you use, but I have this, so I only paste them here. Yeah, so they are showing here. This is the font I'll be using, Nonito. And then the images, I already created everything. These are the images. Let me show them to you. These images, that is what I'll be using in the app. So I'll select all, I will copy and then go to the images folder and paste them in, like that. So the images are here too. Okay, so now that I have my images and I've created my path, I will go back to the main here, and then I will clear this. I won't be using this as my primary swatch, but first of all let's call our font here. So we say font family, and then we say Nonito, like this. Okay, and then my primary color is one color that I am using. I did that color for myself because I don't want to be using any other color. This is the color for my primary, like this. Yes, this color. And then the accent color I use is this color. this same color. Okay, so I now have my colors here. Okay, so what next? Okay, let me run the app so that we know we're moving. So the app is running. So as we're waiting to take some time, because okay, it's running, so it's okay now. The app is installing. Okay, now we have our app on the splash screen. It's still loading. Yes, so now you see our accent color and our primary color, they are both working. So what we can do again is to remove this banner here by saying debug show sorry, we put it here, right? Debug show checked mode banner, we'll set it to false, and then it goes away like that. Okay, so what we're going to do now is to move straight to our onboarding screen. But before we start, in our library folder we will also create another folder, and then we call it models, or let's say models, like this. Okay, and in the models we will create a class, that class which we call slide, like that. Okay, so now that we have our slide, we will just import our package Flutter material, and then we will create our class slide like this. Okay, and in it we'll say our final string image URL, and then we will say another string, final string, which we will call the description string, which is the description, like this. Okay, so from here we call our class again and say slide, like this, and then we do this. So slide, and then we will say at required this dot image URL, and then we will also say it's required this dot the description, like that. Okay, so we don't have any error again. So the next thing we do is to I think we're doing the right thing, because I don't know where this error is coming from. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is to say final slide list is equal to this, and then we say slide, like this. Okay, so we copy this 3 times, because we'll be using 3 images to slide. Yeah, I don't know why this error is. Okay, we forgot to put this there. Alright, so from here what we're going to do is to write the path of our images, where the images are coming from. So we say images slide 1. It's one of the images I add .jpeg like this. So we will copy and paste this for the rest of the images so that we can be fast like this. This one is slide 2, this one is slide 3, but I won't use slide 3. I'll use baby is also an image I'm using. And then the description is going to be like this. We write something: relax and browse through our million items like this. So we'll just write something for that for all of them. So here too you can write: using your credit card is easy on this app. Okay, and then the third one we can say item is delivered on time and to any place. Yeah, so you replace it with anything that you want, you understand? Okay, so this is it. From here we will create another package folder, and then we call it what's the name? widget like this. And in the widget we will create our sliding item and the slide dot. So let's create a dot file and say slide items, see, and then we create another one, a new dot file, and say slide dot like this. So let's start with the slide items like this. So with the slide items we will import our package, the normal thing to do, and then we say we'll create a stateless widget like this. Okay, and then we call it slide item like this. Okay, and in this you will make an integer and call it index, like a final int index like this. So we can say slide item this dot index. Okay, and then we will return a column. Is this how column is spelled? Okay, and you see the main axis alignment, we center it. You see main axis alignment dot center like this. Let me move this thing here, and then we say the cross axis alignment will be cross axis alignment dot center to, like that. Okay, and then we say we call the children and the first children will be clip rect double RR, this like this. I don't know why they don't come automatically, but no problem. So we say border radius will be border radius dot all, and it's going to be radius dot circular like this, and then we say 10. All this that we are doing, we are not I don't know, this is not code for the UI, so you won't see anything there, but when we start with the UI, you will see them showing here. These are the class and the widget we'll be calling on the onboarding screen, so we need to create these things first before we come to the main thing. So that is what we're doing, if in case you're getting confused and you don't know where we are right now. Okay, so from here we make a child, and then the child will be a container right here. The container must have a width of 300 and a height of a height of 300 too, like this. And then we'll do a decoration for it. The decoration is going to be a box decoration. Now the thing is not writing anything for me again. Decoration, how's decoration, like this, and then in it we say image, and the image is going to be a decoration image. Decoration image like this with bracket, and in the decoration image we have image like this, and the image will be asset image like this, and the images will be picking from the class model that we created, slide list. So that is what we'll import here, slide list with our index like this, dot the image URL, sorry, the dots didn't come, image URL like this. So we need to import that, but I don't know why it's not giving any option to import, so I'll manually import it like this, and the error is gone. I don't know why Android Studio is doing that way, but we will still go. So from here, our next thing is the fit. We say box fit dot cover like this. Alright, so just after the clip rect, we'll say we'll make a space that is a sized box. We'll do sized box with a height of 40 is okay. And then after that we will make a padding here, padding like this, and then we say padding is const edge insert dot all, and then it's gonna be 8.0 and this pattern will have a child, and the child is going to be a text, and this text is going to be our description that we wrote in the slide model. So it's going to be our slide list index dot the description, like this. Alright, and then we need to style it a bit, so we say the style is text style like this. Let me open it down here. The text style, we have a font size of 22. Okay, then from there we will say the text align should be a text align dot center. Okay, nice one. Okay, so we are done with the slide items. That will be the images on top here with the description. So let's go to the dot. Yeah, the widget. So we're going to the dot. So in the dot we will also import our package as usual, and then we will create a stateless class, and then we call it slide dot like this. And before we start, we create a boolean which is called is active. That will take care of our dot. So if an image is loaded, the dots should show green, and the other two dots should be gray. Simple as that, like how they are shown under they are shown on other websites and things, how the sliding images go with the dots. That is what we are creating right now. So in here we say this dot is active. Alright, okay, so from here we will return instead of container, we will return an animated container like this. And then we'll say duration, which will be duration like this in milliseconds, and it's 150 milliseconds. From the duration we will create a margin in the container, and the margin is going to be a const edge inset dot symmetric, this, and you see horizontal, and we say 10 like this. So from there we say the height, that is the height of the dot when it's active. When it's active, it should be 12.8 like this, and the width is active, same thing, 12.8 like this. And then we say a decoration, we decorate it with a box decoration like this. And then the color, here we take a decision. Here we say if it is active, it should give us our primary color. So we say theme dot off context dot primary color, or if it's not active, then it should be colors dot gray. This. Okay, so in the next line we say the border radius, which is gonna be border radius dot all, and the radius dot circular, and it's gonna give us 12. All right, so we are done with the dot 2. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is to go back to our main here and then clear the old home page stuff. Yes, we wouldn't need it anymore, so we clear all this, the home page class, and then we remove this. Okay, so now what we're going to do is to create a stateful widget class, and then we call it it's an onboarding screen. You can say onboarding, but I usually call that screen sliding screen. That is what I most at times call a slider page. So just to be how should I say it reminds me, like I'm familiar with that more than the onboarding screen, so I call it the slider page. So we say our slider page like this. Alright, and in the slider page we'll first of all, am I seeing an error? Okay, from the home page. Okay, let's just call it here so that you won't come back to it. Slider page. Alright, so the first screen that loads will be the slider page. What you're going to do right now is that we'll create an integer, an int, and then call that int our current page, which is equal to 0, like this. And then we will create a page controller. So we say final page controller like this. We call it page controller, and then it will be equal to page controller like this, and then you say initial page is 0. Alright, don't forget to bring columns. Okay, and then we are not leaving here yet. Let's come down like this and then create an init state, here, and then we'll say that we create a timer for the pictures, images, and description to be scrolling on time. Like after this should come, after this image should come. Yes, that is what we're doing. So we say that timer dot periodic, something like this, and then we say duration is 3. Okay, let's go the seconds here, 3 seconds, like this, and the timer will be timer is equal to timer, like this. Okay, from here we come down to this place. Let's not forget this. Okay, So here we say if our current page is lesser than 2, then what happens is that the current page adds on like this, say plus plus with this. Okay, else the current page is still 0, like this. And then we will say that our page controller dot animate to this animate to page. Okay, and the page is our current page, like this. And the duration, let me bring it down. Duration here is gonna be a duration with a milliseconds of 300, and then the curve is gonna be curves dot ease in. This someone will tell you transitions, yeah, something like that. So that's what we did here, and don't forget this. Okay, so after we are done with this, after we're done with all of this, now what we will do is that let's call this post here, and then say that the page controller dot dispose, like this. Okay, so from here let's create one thing before we go. Sorry, I forgot this. Okay, so from here let's create one thing, and on page this we'll be using it later inside, so you will know what I'm doing. Sorry, on page changed. So on page changed, we'll create an integer here, and then we call it index, like this. And then we say we set state in it, and then we will say the current page is equal to index, like this. Okay, so now let's go to our UI. Alright, so in our UI we will return a scaffold. Oh, this thing is not helping me at all. But scaffold, I have to type it all myself. And the background color, it will be colors the white, like this. And the body is going to be a column, and the column has children, and the children has an expanded which has a child we will call stack, and in this stack there is an alignment. So you say alignment meant directional dot bottom center dot bottom center, which has children, and the children we have one will be a page view like this, the builder. Okay, and in this we add certain things. We have on page changed, and this is where we call our on page changed, this here. Okay, and then we have scroll direction, and the scroll direction is axis dot horizontal like this. Okay, and the controller should be our page controller like this. And then the item count is our slide list items that we created, dot length. I think we have to import. Oh, this thing is not helping me. I have to import again, so I will import the, how do we call it, the model. Sorry. Oh, I'm not spelling it well. We need to import that slide list dot length. Okay, we'll later import it. We have to import. It's asking us to create what. Let's deal with the item builder and then come back to it. We'll import that. Okay, so the item builder, we'll call our context like this, in, and then we call our index 2 like this, and then we will say that it should call this slide item. That is the widget slide item that we created, so we call it here, and then we say index like this. Okay, so from here we will add a stack. So this is also showing error because we need to also import that, and we will do that because I don't know why the Android Studio is it's supposed to show all those stuffs, but I don't know why. But we'll still deal with it because maybe it might be on. I left it on for some time, so now it's misbehaving, but we'll still do. So let's create a stack here. A stack. So all these things I have to type it manually. Oh, it's okay. Stack, and in the stack we call children, and the children we have a container like this. It has a margin of edge inset dot edge insets. Oh my god, that's only the bottom, which should be 35. Let's just import this thing and be free. So we'll import, copy. Let's import this first, and then import the other one. Import package, and here we're calling it from the widget class, widget, and then call it slide item. I think slide items dot. Okay, so now we don't have any error showing there again. Okay, so it's cool now. So we are not done, but yes, we have to see where we are. So as you can see, it's now moving fine. Okay, so from here, what we can also do is that we'll give it a child and add a row like this, and in the row we have a main axis size, which is main axis size dot minimum, main axis size dot minimum, main axis. This thing will make me do mistakes. And then we have main axis alignment, which is also a main axis alignment the center like this. Okay, so in this row we have children, and the children they are going to be for integer index equals 0. We will say that index should less than our slide list dot length like this, and then we say index like this, and then come down here and see what if, oh, I did that, sorry. Oh, now it's same thing. Let's see if this same index is equal to the current page like this, then the slide dot will be true like this. Also, I think you have to also import, oh, this thing is not helping at all. So let's copy paste this and then change some things from it. Slide dot just slide dot, oh sorry. So okay, so now it's finished, it's true, else slide dot will be false like that. Okay, so let's hot restart. So you can see our dots here, they are now moving nicely. Alright, so let's come down after our expanded. I think here we can make our last widget, and then say a column like this, which have children like this. Open the children, and then what you're going to add it has a raised button like this, and this raised button unpressed, we are adding nothing right now because we'll be using it later. And in here you see the color, here rather, color should be the primary color, so we call it this way: theme dot of context that's primary color, like this. Okay, and then the child is going to be a text like this with get started, and then finally we add a shape to it, a shape like this, and then you see a rounded rectangle go border like this, rounded rectangle border, and then you see border radius is border radius dot circular, and you give it 18 for the radius, like that. Alright, let's hot restart, and okay, you can see that. Alright, so still this is nice. So in our raised button, after the raised button, let us create something here. We see a row like this, and then we will say the main axis alignment of the row should be a main axis alignment the center, and then the children of this rule is going to be a text, normal text, and then we say that we will write have account with a question mark like this. Okay, we'll later style it, give it a style and then we will have a flat button with unpressed. We have nothing to write right now, so we only say write nothing. And a child will be a text. The text is gonna be log in like this. So let's see how it also looks like. Alright, like this. So we can make the have an account, we can style it a bit. We say style and then text style. Text style is so we say color, and the color is colors dot gray like this, and then when we hot restart, you see like this. And then I think let's with this shape. After the shape, let's see if we can add some text color. Let's make it colors dot white to make it a little nicer. Okay, so this is it. Okay, so this is our onboarding screen. So let me just rerun the whole app for you to see, so that you will understand from the splash screen to the onboarding screen, and then step by step as we go. I slow down so the video will be very long, but I think when I slow down you can follow and then do it yourself too, so that you will you will be able to learn it. I'm not doing any speeding thing, no, I just want to teach it, so I am a bit slow. Alright, so this is it. This is our app, and it's running perfectly well, very nice and neat. Okay, so the next time we will move to the login screen, and then on and on and on and on we go. Alright, thanks for watching this video. Please, if you haven't subscribed, do so, and then hit the notification bell to get notified anytime I post a new video. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.